Hello everyone and welcome back to the Helgeek Arena. In this series of videos, we are talking about what are graphs and how do we traverse them. Now, many of the concepts, as you know, have been taken from the CLRS book. The link for buying that book is in the description below. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about how do we represent the graph. Now, basically, we can represent graph in two possible ways. One is adjacency matrix and the other one is adjacency list. Now, let's take a look at both of them one by one. So adjacency matrix is basically a two-dimensional array of size n cross n where n represents the number of nodes in the graph. Now let's see how a directed and an undirected graph can be represented in the form of an adjacency matrix. So basically each of the cells of this two-dimensional array represents whether there is a outgoing edge from the row u to the column v. If it is true, then we are going to put at this cell 1, otherwise we are going to put 0 over here. So let's start this row by row. So if we see u, there is an outgoing edge from u to v, u to x and u to w. Now why I am saying outgoing edge? Because see, these are kind of all bidirectional edges. There is also this edge can be said to be going from u to v also and v to u also. These are all bidirectional edges since it's a unidirectional graph, right? So basically if we see u, there is an edge coming from u to v, x and w. So we are going to put 1 over here, here and here. Rest we are going to put zeros. Similarly if we see v, there are edges coming from v to u, w and y. So u, w and y we are going to put ones, otherwise we are going to put 0. Similarly for w we are going to put ones in u, v and x. Rest zeros, and similarly for x we are going to put ones in u and y, rest would be zeros. Similarly for y we are going to put ones in v and x, rest are going to be zeros, right? So one interesting property that we see in case of an unidirectional graph is that if there is an edge from u to v, right, it is guaranteed that there is an edge from v to u because all the edges are kind of bidirectional. There is no direction associated with them, right? So so if there is one in the cell u comma v, it is guaranteed that there will be one in the cell v comma u, right? Now let's look at a directed graph. So in case of u, we see that the outgoing edges are from u to v, x and w. So v, x and w we are going to fill with ones, otherwise we are going to fill with 0. Now for v, we see outgoing edges are from v to x and y, right? So we are going to put x and y as ones. We also see that there are incoming edges from u and w to v, but we are not going to consider the incoming edges. We are only going to talk about the outgoing edges, because for each of the rows we are filling one in case there is an outgoing edge from v to some other node. So in case of v, we are putting ones in x and y, right? Rest will be zeros, even though there is an edge from u and w to v, but those are incoming edges, not the outgoing edges. Similarly for w, we are going to put ones in v and x. So v and x over here we are going to put ones, rest we are going to put zeros. Now similarly for x, we are going to put 1 only in y, rest will be 0. Similarly for case of y, we don't have any outgoing edges, right? So we are going to put zeros over here, right? So there is one more interesting property about directed graph adjacency matrix. So just like rows are representing the outgoing edges, similarly if we see at the columns, right, they are representing the incoming edges. So if we see the column of v, it is 1 at u and w, rest all are zeros. And if we see the graph over here, v has only 2 incoming edges, which is u and w. So u and w we have filled with ones, rest all are zeros, right? So this is how we create adjacency matrix. Now let's look at kind of a pseudo code for how do we create adjacency matrix. So each of the edges, if we represent by a class with let's say having 2 elements in it, node 1 and node 2, right? And the input that has been given to us would be the list of edges, right? So we are representing the this graph in the form of an input, which is basically the list of edges, right? The output that we want is basically a boolean array, that is an array, a 2-dimensional array filled with zeros and ones, right? So it's a boolean adjacency matrix array of size n cross n. So what we are going, how we can create this adjacency matrix is, first we are going to fill initialize all the n cross n matrix, two-dimensional matrix with zeros, then we are going to like loop across all the edges that have been given to us, and we are going to fill this adjacency matrix with 1 at that position. So node 1 and node 2 represents the two nodes of the adjacency matrix. Like in this case, there's a edge from u to v over here, right? So we are going to traverse across all the edges. We are going to fill edge dot node 1 and edge dot node 2 with 1. So adjacency matrix of where row is node 1 and column is node 2, we are going to fill it with 1 over here, right? So this is how we create adjacency matrix. This is basically an example for how we do it for a directed graph. Now in case of an undirected graph, we'll have to add one more statement over here, that is adjacency matrix of edge of node 2 comma edge of node 1. This will also be put equal to 1, because what happens in case of an undirected graph is that there is an edge given from node 1 to 2, but those are bidirectional edges. They don't have any direction. That is, if you can go from node 1 to 2, you can also come back from node 2 to node 1. So we are going to put 1 in case of undirected graph in both for both the cases, that is from node 1 to 2 and node 2 to 1. Now let's look at how do we define an adjacency list. Now basically an adjacency list is a data structure where we are going to define one specific list for each of the rows, for each of the nodes. So in case of adjacency list for let's say this undirected graph w x y and yeah. So in case of this adjacency, how we are going to define the adjacency list for this particular graph is, like for each of these nodes we are going to put in front of them what are elements that are connected to them, or what are the outgoing edges from them, right? So in case of u, we see the set of outgoing edges are v, x and w, v, x and w. So basically this becomes a adjacency list of u, that is from u you can traverse to v, x and w, right? Similarly, if we check v, for v the adjacency list would be u, y and w. So we are going to put u, y and w in the adjacency list for v. For w, if we see w is connected to u, v and x, u, v and x. For x it is connected to w, u and y, so we are going to put w, u and y over here. Similarly for y, if we see it is connected to v and x, so we are going to put v and x over here, right? Now in case of a directed graph, what we are going to do is basically we are going to repeat the same things. All the outgoing edges which are there, right? All the outgoing edges which are there, we are going to put it in its adjacency list. That is, for u, outgoing edges are v, x and w. So we are going to put v, x and w in its adjacency list. Similarly for v, what we see over here, x and y are the outgoing edges. So we are going to put x and y in the adjacency list of v. So although there are incoming edges towards v, that is from u and w, but we are not going to put them into the adjacency list, because what we are interested is only the outgoing edges. So the outgoing edges from v are x and y. So we are going to put only x and y into the adjacency list of v. Similarly for w, what we are going to put into is there is only one outgoing edge from w. So sorry, there are two outgoing edges from w, which is v and x. So we are going to put both v and x into w. Similarly for x, we have only one outgoing edge, which is y. So we are going to put y over here. And similarly for y, there is no outgoing edges. So basically this is going to be an empty array. That is, no element is added to the adjacency list for y. Now let's look at a pseudocode of how we can create a adjacency list for a particular graph. Now let's say we have been given these graph, and graph is represented in the form of edges, right? So edge, again we are defining an edge class with node 1 and node 2, that is there is an edge from node 1 to node 2, right? And we have been given the list of edges, right, as an input, and the what output we want is basically an adjacency list over here. So adjacency list would be there would be an array of elements, that is array of list over here which we are using, each of the element in this array represents what are the different set of list of elements that for which there is an outgoing edge from node x, right? So what we are going to do again over here is we are going to traverse across all the edges that have been given to us, and we are going to for each of the node 1 we say that there is an outgoing edge from node 1 to node 2. So what we are going to do is that in the array in the list of node 1 we are going to add node 2, right? Now again, in case of an undirected graph, what we would have done is that we would have added one extra statement over here, that is, if there is a edge from node 1 to 2, there is guaranteed an outgoing edge from node 2 to 1 also, because the edges of an undirected graph are kind of bidirectional or unidirectional, right? So what we are going to add over here is edge of node 2 dot add edge of node 1, and this happens in the case of an undirected graph or a bidirectional graph. Now let's try to understand when to use adjacency matrix and when to use adjacency list. Now let's try to first compare the time complexity it takes to traverse both of them, right? So in case of adjacency matrix, since it's a two-dimensional array, to traverse across the entire adjacency matrix, it will take O of n square time complexity, where n represents the number of nodes in the adjacency in the graph, right? Now in case of adjacency list, if we see over here, right, each of the array element, right, it has a list of elements connected to it, that is number of outgoing edges. So basically if we see the summation of all these lists would be equal to the number of edges that we have in the graph, right? So we can say the time complexity it takes to traverse across the entire adjacency list would be equal to O of E, right? That is the number of edges in the graph. Now there are some types of graph wherein the number of edges are comparable with number of nodes, the square of the number of nodes, that is number of nodes multiplied by itself. That is such kind of a graph would be like where each of the nodes are kind of connected to most of the other nodes, right? So in that case, if you see whether we are using this particular structure or whether we are using this particular structure, it's almost the same, the time complexity is almost the same, right? But if we consider certain other types of graph wherein the number of edges are like much lesser than number of nodes square, that is if we take example of this particular graph, right, where the number of edges are pretty less, right? So if you see the number of edges are 1, 2, 3 and 4, right, and n square over here is basically 25, right? So n square is much greater than E. So basically in that case using an adjacency list makes much of a sense. So that's all we have for this video. We have many more videos coming up in the playlist of graph. So please do subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.